We pioneered a way of life for a lot of people in regards to the ceramic industry. I mean, I speak personally, I know how hard mum and dad worked, and my friends' mum and dads. There was a lot of laborious jobs, but you used technical equipment and you used your mind and you used your creativity to make these things happen. All these ways of working physically with that can-do attitude has given us a legacy. Continue that work, it's not over.
In the south of Stoke-on-Trent is Fenton. This is Justin, a property developer who embodies that positive view of Stoke's legacy.
Back in the mid-19th century, people that built these buildings were confident people. There wasn't the apathy, there was a sense of local pride, and we are world-beating. How do you get that back again? Come up the ladder.
His calling is to use Stoke's empty building and industrial spirit to nurture new ventures.
What an amazing space, isn't this extraordinary? It's like Lord Carnarvon going into Tutankhamun's tomb. So here is our next project, Paladin Works. Just crazy kids, look, they've got funny coloured hair. You can tell they're creative.
B-Arts are a group of performing artists in Stoke looking for a studio space, and Justin has come to show them round.
So guys, this is Paladin Works, welcome. Pot Works, 1880s, bit of 50s stuff, and it was used as an industrial scale cannabis farm. And it's all available for interesting things at the right price.
We're about to embark on a tour that will take us through the history of Stoke in one building.
So you've got shared toilets, ladies and gents are in there, and here's the courtyard. And the nearest house is a fair way away. This was built in the 1880s as a pot works, so you've got long windows on each side. Those ones are blocked up now, where you ladies would sit and do the decorating with china.
By the end of the 20th century, employment in Stoke's ceramics industry had fallen from 70,000 to about 6,000. There are few people in the city whose family were not touched by the industry and its decline. While Justin was not at the sharp end of this, for him it's personal too.
My family have been in Stoke-on-Trent for 250 years, since one of my ancestors came and built a pottery factory here. That is a Baker & Co plate, made by my great-grandfather, but it's cheap and cheerful. You have to keep reinventing yourself, so the pottery industry is reviving itself, but the biggest employer in Stoke-on-Trent is Bet365, 3,000 people, and Baker & Co is no longer a pottery business, but it's a property business. So if you just follow me.
Paladin Works became home to a company selling accessible bathtubs.
If you can think of a way to reuse these.
And these offices were filled with that most 20th century of jobs.
This is where they have the sales team. It's an installation in itself.
I think we can make a show out of this.
This is fantastic.
Question, I've got no money. It doesn't cost anything to look. How much for your independence? No interest? Okay, if you're not interested, it's just an opportunity.
If I ask you later on, I don't think I'm interested.
You're
you
never
say, look, it's just an opportunity.
Exactly.
The amount of people I've spoken to.
Here are all the award-winning salesmen.
Oh, this is amazing.
There's a whole human story here, isn't there? And it's quite sad. I mean, it's easy to laugh about it, but this is
a lot of people lost their jobs.
A lot of people lost their jobs. It's poignant.
The supply of empty buildings in Stoke-on-Trent then became a magnet for another kind of enterprise.
This is where they were doing the grow.
Yes, that's definitely cannabis.
It's a tragedy.
See, the windows are all taped up, covered over. That's some of the top quality compost. Growing medium.
A few years ago, Staffordshire Police began a crackdown on drugs called Operation Nemesis. Paladin Works was raided and fell empty once more. It was facing demolition until Justin stepped in.
Spill tried to set it on fire when it was empty, and luckily it didn't burn. Paladin's a classic example. Oh, this neighbourhood's going to the dogs. Oh, that used to be full of people working, and oh, now it's being vandalised. And so that helps to reinforce the idea that where I live is going downhill and the world's going to the dogs. Now, the building's coming back to life. The whole of the valley lies before you.
Justin and the people he is bringing in are only the latest set of people to try their luck in Paladin Works. But something about the collection of people coming together in this building seems to point the way to the future.
You're about to hear the music start for Boogie Bounce, which is trampolining exercise. Through there we've got Genesis, that really is his Christian name. Genesis is a blacksmith. Leanne and Martin over there, they make scented candles and handmade soap. Got people recycling computers. It is so 21st century.
Everybody that works for us has some form of mental or physical health issue, and Justin very kindly invited us to come here, and it's the best move we've ever made.
God, now we've got that on record. Fantastic. Despite all the little...
In fact, I'm not going to pay you any rent until you start getting things sorted.
Yeah, well, that's exactly, but you know, I can take you back a hand, that's all right. So, showing you everything. What do you think?
Awesome.
Very exciting.
Yeah, good stuff. No. Bloody hell, it's loud, isn't it? That is loud in there. You want to do it, don't you?